And just like that, he appeared. I assume this is actually the man who died not hours before. And the victim of this very trial, the storyteller himself. Sorry, I had to pop something off in chat. The professor sure chose one heck of a final witness. The morning is drawing closer and closer. How this trial will end is anyone's guess. Yeah, I don't think any of that segment needed to be court.
No, it didn't. That's what frustrated me with this game. It's like the last tail end was just very unnecessary.
It's rough to end on a bad case.
Yes, but I won't say how I feel about the ending until you finish. So I'm just gonna.
I've heard extremely mixed things about the ending. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be it's a Layton ending, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna be very dumb, but the emotionality will kind of make it work for me. We'll see.
The first story.
Yeah, using hint coins was definitely the right decision, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been infuriated if not.
Someone tag in for judge or storyteller.
I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see this fucker on my stand alive and well.
This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again, a bit of a boopy.
Oh, Grandpa Accidente!
I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade.
But this is the trial for your murder, and you are alive.
Yeah, see? No one was killed, so let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials ever again!
For once, I agree with Maya. Whoa, Maya,
Yes.
take it easy. We're still in court, remember? If you want to say
I need
words,
a job!
we're gonna have to...
Nick, what the fuck? But what's the point of all this? The storyteller wasn't killed! Spella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection! She hates her dad. If only it was as simple as that. What? If it was only as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Fay.
But, Professor!
Search your memory and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Contabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the witches' court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bazella, and this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand.
I see. And so you assume the role of an inquisitor just to lure me here.
Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that Espella Contabella is the Great Witch, Bazella.
It's been a long time, Espella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with the others, no matter how hard she tries.
No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. And Patty was very kind. And the customers who came to our bakery were nice to me.
I'm happy
No,
to hear
I'm
that.
just fine, Father. Why do you... I'm not bullied. No.
She is
You
so
weren't bullied.
sad all the time, and because she is bullied, I had to kill myself. What a perfect tragedy! I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town, but in the end I failed to do so. I had no idea what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Espella.
Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology.
Someone in chat, you wrote the story! It's your fault! And someone else in chat, okay, Drosselmeyer.
Wow. I was trying to hurt you.
It's all my fault, not your. It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself.
Dad, I'm happy we got to talk.
Espella.
And while I'm in a cage and you're on the court.
Well, you heard her. Into the fire.
You were so busy writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me.
Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this? World's #1 dad.
Mr. Storyteller, it is time to put everything in order now.
Here's a question. Is the storyteller a good DM?
Ooh.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story.
Yes, I suppose it is time I told you the truth. Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Storyteller.
let us begin.
Yes, Hajimil.
Someone in chat, I really hope he doesn't turn into that psych, I'm a terrible father, like the chef from Investigations too.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just edited that, also pretty bad. Though, love my voicing on that guy, who is normally Doofenshmirtz, and then a demon whenever he's laughing.
Oh god. Did you finish that game?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
a
yeah.
while ago. Not a fan.
In this
Oh really? I actually like it better than the first one.
The story is better, the gameplay's actually worse, weirdly.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like the first Investigations game ends on like such a bad trial, maybe the worst one in the series, but like it does have 2 trials. I'm like, okay, the airplane one and the court one with Callisto U are both like passable. The second game definitely has a better story and characters, but like
Yeah.
it's got the same problem as the court thing we just went through here, where it's like, I like this story. This court didn't need to be here. You guys wrote the story first and tacked on the gameplay. That the
Right.
entirety of Investigations 2 is just that. It should have been a book.
Ah.
In this trial, I shall be judged. Put me in the cage. Go
Thanks. Understood. Get in the cage, get her. The witness shall testify.
on. People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story.
Get on with it.
Jeez, fine.
Just picks up a page.
Don't I hate you?
Heart attack. Anyway, interrupt me again, see what happens. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. This game has just been a long practice for how many old man voices Jello can do.
You're doing great, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
fantastic.
I ask you to please lend me an ear and listen with open minds.
And
Isabella,
an eye and a nose. I need to make a new daughter.
what the fuck? Isabella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too. Oh, you're behind me. So it makes us a
She's
little.
playing Candy Crush on her.
She's like, huh? What?
This all happened because she played too much Candy Crush on her phone.
This all happened because she be on that phone.
Cell phones are the root cause of everything. This was an episode of Black Mirror all along.
It's 5G!
Oh no, I was right. Although you knew me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president
Hold
of...
on a second.
What's wrong?
Hold on.
What's wrong? Do you
I
think this is
didn't-
going to get stupid?
I can't be right again.
We've made so many predictions. I'm sure we got it somewhere across this playthrough.
I have one more identity. I am the president of Labralum Inc. My grandfather was one of the original founders of Umbrella Inc. This whole town is one of Labralum's research facilities.
It's Labralum.
Yeah.
I'm so
You
just
keep
like
reading.
for a split second I misread Labralum as an anagram of umbrella, and I kind of like lost my mind.
Is one of
You're not
Labralum's
wrong.
research facilities. It may be hard for you to comprehend. Have you ever heard of Plato's allegory of the cave? This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here. You fuckers already did this twist in the second game! This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labralum is researching. This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects. What the fuck? Don't do
Some
that!
fucking vault tech shit.
What the fuck? What does this all mean? I don't quite understand what I've just heard.
I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused. There's no way I'm getting out of here without being torn apart by an angry mob. Labyrinthia...
Yeah, no kidding, you big jerk!
Labyrinthia is an artificial town, created entirely by me. But of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality for those that live here. For the past 10 years, I have been bringing the illusion to life by writing the story.
I am lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has been turned on its head.
Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more of what the witness has to say.
Yes, I agree. Let's continue. The defense may begin the interrogation.
Why do I need... You can just talk. I don't need to make this, like,
keep
test...
talking, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For some reason, this is now testimony.
It's so dumb. It's so stupid.
Oh, why is this testimony? This doesn't need to be testimony. Please, no. Okay, good.
If he's the storyteller, we should take everything he says as word of God. Why are we pressing him on this shit?
A couple people in the chat are just like, Civ and Jello have suggested so many more interesting twists over the course of this game.
Yeah, I need to watch, like, you guys' playthrough from the beginning, because I want to see what you thought of, because I'm like, what? When I first played, I was like, this is what?
This is too much. I don't even know where to start.
Librellum Inc. That's a name I have heard before. It is a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England. If my memory serves me right, it was founded by Arthur Cantabella.
Indeed.
Arthur is an author? I hate you.
He who peanut, that is my true name.
Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright?
You know I wasn't.
I'm from America.
I'm from America.
Librellum Inc. is known for...
I keep hearing it as umbrella and it's fucking me up.
Okay, so I'm hearing it as librellum as in library, as in like librist.
I think you're
Even
giving
though
that.
it's even though it's umbrella.
Yeah, I don't know.
Librellum Inc. is known for...
Every time it hits me but delayed. Knocks me off.
is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic. Oof.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago. It is now widely used in hospitals all around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine.
Yes, luckily no one has ever approved our medication or checked out our facilities. That would have been a bit of a pickle. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection! What? What?
The real world, Mr. Wright. Then what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy?
No, that's not quite what I meant.
Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book, or in the past. Labyrinthia is a part of the world we know.
Huh? What?
But how can a town like this exist in the real world?
Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this, even if it existed?
We have airplanes and sonar and
No.
5G.
No.
We have the technology.
It's something like that. Anyway, it would be on a map at least.
No, I'm afraid that cannot be so.
Huh?
I made an entire fake town so I could cosplay as my owl OC.
This town is not... Hoot hoot! This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist.
What do you mean?
The answer is quite simple.
Is it?
None of
So
this
you're not
is
gonna tell
simple.
us? Oh god.
This whole town is a research facility?
Yes, the whole area is a private property of Librellum Inc.
So they own all this land then?
That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map, and people from outside cannot enter. We have taken measures to ensure that this town is not noticed by local residents. What? It's nearby another town?
What measures are you talking about?
Consider the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town. Perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also served to conceal Labyrinthia. Why would anyone do this?
Shut up.
I think it's much more likely there would just be a large dog. There are limits as to what magic the Shades are capable of producing on their own, after all.
That is the case indeed. The magic in this town has been made feasible owing to the latest technology.
Technology? Tricks? I cannot believe this.
However, there is one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain necessary commodities?
Very observant, aren't you? All commodities are regularly shipped in by sea. A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took a speller out of town.
That was Carmine Accidenti, a friend of mine.
I see. But is something on this scale really possible?
As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labrellum Inc. to keep a facility this size a secret for so long. Labyrinthia is a project co-founded by the British government. Why?
What? It's a government project? But what would their stake be in this?
Ants. It's all because of my
Chat is fucking exploding.
This technically counts as a cult because he's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's all because of my beliefs.
his beliefs.
What the fuck? By the way, I'm getting rather peckish.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is a research facility?
Ah, yes, that was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what it means. 2 seconds.
God damn it, Boris, not again!
You know what's sad is that I'm hearing this going like, the British government would never agree to lobotomize an entire town of people for pharmaceutical research. I'd believe that if this took place in America.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I knocked over a garbage can. Fix it.
Okay.
Oh, no problem.
Ah, that's what it was about. In other words, it's all your story. That makes it all clear. Fine.
Swing and a miss, Your Honor.
Zing.
Getting back on topic. There is an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here.
Your fucking ends better justify the means, motherfucker.
Big doubt.
A special substance? What does it actually do?
This area has been isolated since ancient time. What? Where in England? Where in England are you? Developing its own unique culture. They call it Scotland.
There are underground ruins on the verge of this town. We found writings there, presumably left by the natives of this land. What? A bell that was supposed to be there was missing.
I melted it into drugs, so you have seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. And perhaps you have also noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition.
A peculiar condition, you say? I can just sit here quietly. What condition?
You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious to the sound of a certain metal being...
That by itself is kind of cool, but still.
Yeah!
Metal? What kind of metal?
Pure silver, what the fuck? And so there is not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia.
Now that I think about it, that's true. I mean, that's not that unusual.
Yeah.
Someone in chat.
Everyone here got ligma.
Ligma?
Ligma balls!
Shut the fuck up!
Just imagine what a disaster a fancy dinner would be. They fainted every time someone that used silver cutlery.
This condition is an integral part of magic.
How so?
All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry small silver bells. Silver bells. Silver bells.
Stop.
Oh, here he goes again.
You sound like a lawnmower. I see now. The Shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic. Everyone present falls unconscious, and the shades get set to their work.
I'm alright with half of that. Also, though, hold on. This doesn't make sense because then people would notice the gap in time. People would look at the clock and be like,
I think magic happens infrequently enough. My problem with this is more that, like, if this were just a cult, weirdly, being okayed by the British government is the least acceptable thing about this to me. If we went to, like, at the very least, like, the mountains of Central Europe or something, and there was, like, an isolated little coven, I'd be like, okay, maybe, but just like,
ah yes, Great Britain, an island with many secret locations.
With vast untapped wilderness where no one will ever stumble upon.
England is famous for having many untapped natural resources. That's why in their whole history they've never gone to other places to steal theirs.
oh, look at where that shade's hand is. So that's the secret of the time-stealing magic Darklaw told us about?
now that they mention it. Oh. Kira had a small bell with her when we saw her back at the marketplace.
We have been researching this condition at Librellum Inc., and finally we discovered its cause. It was the groundwater.
What causes it?
The groundwater...
Oh yeah, we fucking drank it at the bar, yeah.
The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area.
So if you drink that water, you get this silver allergy thing?
But of course we've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water.
Of course. That's why everyone who lives here has that condition.
Oh dear.
Well, that's a contradiction, because then the bells would also work on the shades, because they're part
No, they only drink Gatterati, a mysterious
It's still in their bodies!
No. Wrong. You needn't worry. This condition is harmless, is it though? Especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk.
Well, they're never gonna leave this fucking town then, I guess. If the sound of silver bells makes people pass out, yeah, why don't the shades pass out too?
Although the effect of the substance in the groundwater is powerful, it
Oh,
doesn't last long.
Drink your own piss.
What? No. What? Yes.
Fuck off.
The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water.
That's convenient.
Looks at writers.
That substance's effects aren't limited to humans. It can also affect plants to a greater extent. How? What? Plants are
They were aided by the most evil of corporations, Nestle, says Chad.
Our research was focused on the plants rather than the humans. What? No, Press, go on! What?
Nap. Hold on, the plants take a little nap. That's cute.
That
Go
sounds
night-night.
really... What are you talking about?
The substance enters the groundwater and affecting organisms that consume it.
People who drink daily acquire that odd condition.
Did we just prove that plants have a consciousness?
They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal.
Yes, although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants. Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison.
Upon my beard! Poison!
This poison doesn't harm the body. It has the effect of manipulating the mind.
So it brainwashes people.
I've been writing the story for 10 years.
The title of the story is Historia Labyrinthia.
Fanfiction.net, the ink I used...
He still hasn't said why they're doing this.
Yeah, the ink I used to write it was made from those plants.
Oh! Nick, do you remember how funny the ink smelled?
Why would you do that?
That was the gas... You did this twist already! You did exactly this! I'm quite upset. That was the gas.
Why did Belduke die?
Oh, he just died, man. Sometimes people just die.
No!
Had a heart attack. He was a smoker. It's quite sad. That was the gas released when the ink evaporates. And that's where the trick is.
Someone in chat, hey, how do you think Grey Earl feels that this entire bullshit drove her to suicide? Or drove him to suicide?
Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible to suggestion.
I hate this. Is so annoying.
They believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange and unrealistic. Years ago, we put some of the gas in a box and mailed it out. Just to see what would happen, thought it might be funny. It will be imprinted onto their minds as the truth.
So that was the true purpose of the parades.
I mean, that's kind of clever.
I guess. Pages of the story written in that special ink were distributed...
Hold on, look at that little old man.
were regularly distributed among the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in a state of hypnosis.
Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis. That was one of the topics of our research. Extremely unethical.
Then the story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia.
It's bullshit. You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, realized through the shade's work and the hypnotic effect of the ink's vapors.
I'm sorry, I'm tapping out. I'm so confused. I'm old.
Librellum used hypnosis to control all these people? I can't believe the government was supporting that. Next thing you'll tell me they used LSD and administered it to civilians to test it.
Hold it!
All the people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time?
No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more.
I must say, I'm afraid of what the answer to this question might be. But where did these people come from? You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you?
Oh, don't worry, they were all the poor.
Of course not.
Harvested from the streets of London.
Of course not. It's entirely ethical. Every test subject signed a contract with Librellum. This does not make
What about
this...
the kids born here?
A contract to have their memories erased and to be used like pawns in a story?
The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew.
How do you go about finding people like that?
Forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. There are more people like that out there than you might think. They have all agreed to participate in our research.
But that's insane!
It is not as unreasonable as you suggest. It is, though! We give them a new identity, a chance to start their lives again. Labyrinthia said trans rights. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects. In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So ultimately, they are not aware of what is going on.
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on.
Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories. We suppress them. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over. You've been doing this for 10 years, though!
Mm-hmm. So, what the fuck?
And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight. There are children here, though!
Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time.
Someone says, it's now entirely possible the judge is the judge from Ace Attorney.
That's funny.
That would be a fun twist, actually.
It was achieved through the distribution of the story during parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed, and that's why the parades took place at regular intervals.
What if one person couldn't make the parade?
Yeah, what if one person got sick?
That was the true purpose of this event.
Like, that's the big thing about, like, any conspiracy theory. It's just like, that's a cool conspiracy theory.
There's always one outlier that just debunks the whole thing.
But, like, everyone is just like, they all covered it up. It's like, have you ever done, like, a group project before? Have you ever tried to get even, like, 5 people to do something?
There's always gonna be one dumbass.
I have been born and raised here. What?
I am 10 years old.
It's a hell of a drug. It was a poor, small town with no industry to speak of, called Bly, that had fallen behind the times.
Oh my god.
Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke.
Sir Newton Belduke.
It's me, Long-Face Belduke.
You leave him alone, he's handsome.
So they were childhood friends. Wow, the plot thickens.
Me reading a manga.
He has always been interested in the unique features of this land. There was really nothing here, but to us this area was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. We stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns leading to the colossal ruins.
Whoa! Look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And this strange writing! I've never seen anything like it before!
We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere. They believed that plants and water in that area were cursed by an entity they called the Great Witch Bezella. So you're a plagiarist as well! The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home. That is the Azran legacy. That is all we managed to decipher.
Bezella's curse. It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin?
The Bell of Ruin?
Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it got an ominous name like that.
Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery.
I knew it! This place is special. It has some kind of mysterious power. I used to be so handsome. If we could find out what that is, our humble town would become famous. You know what? I'm going to do that. I will unravel the mystery of this place.
And imprison people.
I can't wait to lose my sense of ethics. And so Newton began studying the ingenious plants, the substances dissolved into groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. I don't think you've succeeded. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded at extracting a new anesthetic.
I always wanted to read it as anesthesic.
A new anesthetic from the local plants.
Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Librellum?
No. Yes. It was a huge success for Librellum Inc. Before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died. All the townspeople perished.
Huh?
Just what on earth happened to them?
You'll never believe it, but there's side effects to the groundwater. That does not matter anymore.
That was like the perfect. Raise his finger.
We purchased the environs of our town, the mountain, the lake, the plains, everything. Then we didn't investigate why they all died. Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. It was a little bitty town at first. It was much smaller in the beginning. Started as no more than a village. Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well.
More people were signing the contract with Librellum, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct?
Yeah. They would sign the contract, be hypnotized and assigned a role, and then be introduced to the world of the story.
Ants.
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 Ants!
Ants!
Well, that explains everything. I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale. Bezella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character. She does not exist.
So then I wrote a story in which everyone would hate my daughter because we made her this Bezella, and...
I have told you my story.
I've done nothing wrong. I'm an old man.
I have done nothing wrong ever.
I know this and I believe you.
Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches.
All right. So it was all fake? That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches are thrown into the fire? You could have made a peaceful, pleasant world where everyone would be happy.
Look,
You fucking vault tech freak.
I've got an aesthetic, man. No, that was not possible.
Why?
No, those bandits didn't die for real. They were shades. Someone in chat.
Yeah.
This is a research facility, after all. We were researching ways to completely control human beings. That makes this worse. You realize that's worse, right? Test subjects.
Much worse.
Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations, so we decided on a fantasy setting. We wouldn't have got funding from the government otherwise. Of course!
God,
Of course!
somebody up in fucking Windsor Castle just like, oh yeah, do it. It'll be funny.
It'll be funny. Let's see what happens.
In other words, we're running a business.
Ants! But just what instructions do you give to the people you hypnotize? You don't give each of them a full set of memories for their fictional life, do you?
No, it's much more simple than that. We only give them 2 pieces of information. The first is that they were born in this town, and the second was their new occupation. They fill in the gaps themselves without being aware of it. The human mind requires a consistent story of one's life, which means, of course, that no labyrinthian has memories from earlier than 10 years ago. No one has any memories from before they came to Labyrinthia.
What? What are you saying? That I lived in America and ate hammed burgers?
You guys can be the townspeople, because I've been reading almost all
Yeah,
of
you're
this.
doing good. You're doing good.
That's all one big lie. I know who I am.
But can you remember your childhood? I can't.
That's true. I can't remember. Even my parents.
No way. I can't recall my own mother's face.
Bix!
Where would you go?
What would you do?
As you can hear, I almost turned Scottish there for a second. As you can hear, no one can remember their real past. There are no exceptions. Ants.
Wait a second, no exceptions? I smell a contradiction here. Oh wait, that's the gas. Who am I?
Ah, it seems Mr. Wright, too, has noticed it now.
What are you talking about, Mr. Layton?
Miss Cantabella, you've just testified... Oh, sorry. Not a single citizen of this town remembers anything from more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, it's a strange assertion, especially... Oh, that's a strange assertion, especially coming from you.
What? What do you mean?
Someone check. Drugs is one hell of a drug. There is one person in this town who remembers what happened more than 10 years ago.
That cannot be. It is impossible. They must be merely imagining things now.
Mr. Wright, please enlighten us all. Who is this person that remembers their past?
The cat!
The cat also signed a contract.
Precisely, Mr. Wright. That person is none other than Espella Cantabella.
What? That's impossible.
It's true, Dad. I remember it clearly as if it happened yesterday. The legendary fire.
No, that's impossible. That's just your imagination, Espella.
No, it's not. I couldn't remember it before, but it all came back to me. Because I'm Bezella.
No. Espella, there are no witches. That fire, it was just a bad dream. I did all of this because you burned down our town, and I wanted to cover it up in the clownish way possible.
Oh my god.
The Inquisition would like to call Espella Cantabella to testify.
Is he seriously just like... So he made her the villain of the story so everyone would hate her?
I don't know. Are you... Someone in chat, are you guys voice actors? I certainly hope so.
Regardless of whether Miss Cantabella is Bezella or not, her memories may contain valuable clues.
Yep, go get her.
No, wait! Do not! I don't agree to this. This trial is over, Your Honor.
Objection. Fuck you. You seem to be forgetting something, Mr. Cantabella. Your story has ended. You are no longer in control.
B.
You are merely one of the characters. And this is also why we will not cease seeking the truth until we find it.
Defense, what is your opinion on this? I was reading chat.
Isabella keeps insisting that she's the witch Bazella. As her attorney, I should refuse to let her speak in court. But what's really important right now is finding the truth, just as Layton said. There's only one way to proceed with this trial, and that's by questioning Miss Cantabella about her memories.
In that case, the court summons Isabella Cantabella as a witness. Get down from there, young lady.
Okay,
Attendants,
let's walk.
get her down.
Okay, falls into the fire.
Ah, fuck.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop. No.
Hello, Father.
Just starts punching him.
Now,
Can we
witness, stop punching your father.
can we really briefly take like a 2-minute break again to get water and stuff?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Go for it. Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah, how you doing, Chad?
Okay, how you doing?
Who just made the Mario Kart sound was probably me exhaling.
Yep. Yeah, when this twist came, I was like, what? I was so upset. I was like, are you kidding me?
Sad British noises. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to say you reap what you sow, but I don't think this was written with a single British person on the team.
It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't want to spoil any other Layton games, but this is very similar to another game, and I'm like,
But why? You could have
Yeah,
done so
literally the
much more.
question is, why make this?
yes.
Like, why?
I felt like they had probably a good idea, and then they probably rushed it.
I half want to wait till Jello gets back to go into this, because I'll probably just... But I also don't even want to go into it just yet, and I want to wait till the game is done so I can talk about it. But this whole game has been so close. It's like every ingredient to make the perfect civ cake. But I think what they're doing here in this last case is they're going, oh fuck, that was salt, not sugar!
Whoops! They had a little too much in this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Nom 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 nom.
Welcome back.
Yummy.
Oh, Christ. I'm gonna go pet my cat for a second. Oh my god.
Okay.
Hey, Al. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Oh, God.
How are we doing, chap? We doing all right?
Oh god. I just bought these Girl Scout cookies. They have the s'more ones, and oh my god, they are so delicious.
Ooh.
I was going to Walmart.
Oh my god.
I was like, I'm not gonna get them. And then I walked out. I was like, I'm gonna get them.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh, coffee sounds great right about now.
Nom, 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 nom.
Are we back?
Oh yeah. I'm just here playing with stickers. Alright, guys. Where should I put one of my unicorn stickers?
Ooh.
Mouth.
On your phone.
On my
phone. Oh my god, it would fit on my phone. I hadn't considered that. I have bunny stickers on my phone. Testify about your memories of the legendary fire.
Someone in chat, only valid prosecutors are Edgeworth and Clavier. Objection, Barnum and Blackquill.
Blackquill.
Yeah. Oops.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my lord.
Ah, looks great on my phone. Good suggestion.
Yes.
I was just a little girl then. It happened during the annual fire festival.
Never a good thing to have.
Don't just say that.
Everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell tower.
I was right.
The great witch Bazella awoke within me and brought calamity upon the town. An enormous fire dragon appeared. I was trembling with fear, terrified by what I had summoned.
You just ringed the bell and everyone set on fire because they all fell asleep because they were drinking the groundwater.
Oh,
People
fuck.
talking about Godot. Godot is like a good character. I wouldn't say he's a good prosecutor. He's very unfun in court because he shuts you down constantly just because he hates you. And that's not a good dynamic. It's also the reason I actually don't like Francisca.
Oh, really?
She's like a good character, but it's just like there's a big difference between like fun back and forth where like the court bounces everyone back and forth where like Miles will be like, what the fuck is going on? It's the Wicked Witch of the Witness Sand. And they work together, whereas like Franny and Godot are both like, I am determined to have to make Mr. Phoenix Wright have the worst time possible. And just like, cool dynamic. I hate it. Thanks. Nayuta's the same way.
Witness, what you have told us wasn't a bad dream or a fairy tale, but what you actually experienced.
Yes, it was. Like I have already said, I remember it very clearly. The heat of the fire, the smell of smoke.
Espela, what are you talking about?
Ants.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
I don't want to. Was there really a huge fire that destroyed the town? And what about Bazella? Is she even real? I misread that as, and what about Espela? Is she even real? The answers are in her testimony. Your Honor, the witness is a ghost.
Oh, Layton's little beady eyes.
This is not the first time this has happened.
Inkun.
Ain't the coin.
God, I'm so sick of the press.
I just want to present, please. Can you tell me more about that fire dragon?
That monster image is so vivid. It looked just like the one that attacked Dad this evening. I've done something terrible again.
Then you're sure that the fire dragon you saw... Man, what's with Danny Chambers voicing sad little girls who are terrified of fire, killing their parents?
It's a trademark. God.
Then you are sure that the fire dragon you saw more than 10 years ago was the one summoned this evening? Oh, they were the same? Samesies?
Yes, they were definitely the same.
Don't look at me.
Oh my god!
I am a good guy.
Okay, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Is something wrong, Mr. Candabella?
Ants. It's impossible. There's no such thing as magic.
You never believe me, Dad. I don't know why you have to be like this. There was a time when things were different.
I am a good dad. I am a good dad, Espela. Espela, what are you saying?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Haha, look at them. It's like a common argument between a teenager and a parent.
Mr. Cantabella created this town. He knows better than anyone else that there's no magic here.
Miss Cantabella,
Yes?
would you mind giving us more details of what you saw?
Ants. Could I borrow a sheet of
Are you
parchment?
gonna try it?
I think it'd be better if I draw it.
Your request shall be granted. Get her a crayon. Bring parchment and a Crayola for the baby.
Crayons are not real, Espela.
Whoa, nice drawing. That looks awesome.
Wow,
Thanks,
Espella.
Bella.
You should be a tattoo artist.
This is the decal on the side of the van that exploded, killing my father.
Yeah, someone in chat. Where is Luke? Where is the boy? Where's baby?
Yeah, honestly, where the fuck is Luke? I was thinking that he would come in with the storyteller.
I only caught a glimpse of it, but it was real.
I must say, it does closely resemble the supposedly magical creature we witnessed this evening.
It does indeed. This drawing shall be added to the evidence.
This is a farce.
What happened over a decade ago? Was the town really destroyed by a fire dragon?
Discovering the truth about the dragon shall be our next objective.
Please summon
Where's
the
Luke with
dragon
the photograph?
and have Luke talk to it.
Please.
Witness testimony, fix it.
Yes, my lord.
Stop pressing. Do you remember casting a spell?
Cannot remember.
No, there are no spells.
You look upset, Mr. Contabella.
Pardon me. Did you want something?
I'd like to know what you think about Aspella's last statement.
Ants. My opinion about all of this has not changed since last time. It's all just a dream.
I know what Luke is gonna do.
Oh, I'm him. I don't know how I forgot. Listen to me,
Isn't it wild that we keep doing that somehow?
Yeah.
Listen to me, Aspella. You are not Bizella. There was no legendary fire.
Dad, you have no idea how much I want to believe you, but I just can't. I remember what I saw and how it felt. The heat, the smoke.
That was merely your VR chamber, my darling. I could buy you anything in the world, and that's all you wanted when you were 6.
Magic doesn't exist. It belongs in fairy tales. There are no fire dragons either.
Ispilla seems certain that she saw a fire dragon at that time. However, as long as we do not have any evidence to support or disprove this claim, we can't make any progress.
Huh. Do I have any relevant evidence? No. I don't know. I have evidence! Your Honor! I've got evidence!
What? Evidence? I suppose you mean evidence that will prove that my daughter's memories of the dragon amount to nothing more than wild imagination? I forgot my accent there.
On the contrary, I'm pretty positive Aspella did see a dragon.
What? I thought you had more sense in you.
Well, aren't we curious about what the defense has got to show us? Present evidence that proves a dragon appeared in this town over 10 years ago.
It's the fucking fresco. Oh, we don't have that evidence though, do we? The big like fucking ruin thing?
I don't think it's the bell tower.
I'm just looking.
I'm just having fun.
Oh, someone said for some reason the storyteller's voice reminded him of Dr. M from Sly 3.
It has been too long since I played Sly 3 to remember.
Oh my god, yeah, you do sound like him. Oh my god, it's kind of scary now that I think about it. That's really good.
I don't know.
It is, of course, Aspella's drawing of the dragon. It's Really? This better not be all you got, man. It's impossible to draw a dragon with so much detail unless you've actually seen it.
I guess you're right, and it looks like a fire dragon.
What?
It cannot be a mere coincidence.
You can't possibly use that drawing as evidence. I would have never gotten that. What?
And why not?
Because she could have just drawn the dragon from this evening.
Dad, why don't you believe me? I saw that dragon when I was little.
This town is my creation. I know everything about it, and I assure you there's no magic. If there's anyone who can tell you what's possible and what is not, it is me, the creator of Labyrinthia.
Your overconfidence has clouded your judgment and is preventing you from seeing the truth.
Be What do you mean?
In order to see what is really there, you need to reject biased assumptions and keep an open
Bro,
mind.
what do you think might have happened if a plane ever flew overhead of Labyrinthia?
You are overlooking certain facts precisely because you are the creator of this town.
It's nothing short of insanity.
Magic doesn't exist, and yet Isabella says she saw a fire dragon. It seems like a contradiction, but perhaps it is not.
Mr. Wright. Yes? Please don't call on me.
The solution to this mystery is out there. We just need to find it. Do you suppose you know where it is? Magic doesn't exist. Isabella saw a fire dragon. Where is the evidence that bridges the gap between the two? I don't know.
Please don't get rid of court record. No! In the town
because
itself.
the town is built on top of the ruins with the fucking
She
dragon
was watching the
thing
town burn at that time. She was probably looking down on it, so it has to be something from atop the bell tower. She says she saw an enormous fire dragon.
Is the town shaped like a dragon?
Now, if you put the two together, I think our best guess is that the dragon she saw was this town itself.
This town?
In other words, Isabella saw a dragon shape looming over the burning town.
How absurd. That's mere speculation.
In the words of somebody from the video I just edited, where is the "this is all conjecture" button?
I will not dispute
Yeah.
that. However, it's entirely possible to test our theory
What? And how would you go about doing that?
by looking at the town. It's all quite simple, Mr. Storyteller. We will now go to the belfry. Maybe we'll find that fire dragon there.
The town is shaped like a dragon.
Can we wrap this up?
Please.
I want to see Luke. Where's Barnum?
Over 10 years ago, the witness was standing somewhere around here when she saw a fire dragon. Am I correct?
Yeah. Oh, I missed it.
It was just yes.
However, what was it that you actually saw then? Let us see if we can find the answer to that
Puzzle!
question.
Why not? Go ahead and try. But I have warned you that it is futile. You will find nothing here.
Well, it happened a long time ago. Whatever she saw might not be there anymore. And if we want to see exactly what she saw at the time, we'll need to set the whole... Oh, it's gonna make the fucking joke! Shut the fuck up, Maya.
I may be an attorney, but even I couldn't clear you of the charges if you actually commit such a crime, Maya.
I will pretend I did not hear that, as I do with all of Miss Fay's dialogue. Shall we begin? Knock, knock. Dragon. Let us look for the fire dragon. We can see the whole town from here. Look in every direction for something that would resemble Miss Contabella's drawing. Oh, no.
Guess what it's time for?
Oh,
Puzzle?
no. What is this?
What?
I don't care for this.
Oh, Jello, this is too dark for you to see.
It's not great. It's not...
Oh.
This
Was
is...
it the woods on fire?
Oh, did it just make it worse? It got darker.
Hooray!
Oh,
Now
oh.
I can't see.
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
I don't... You scroll down. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Boo! Loud booing!
Oh my god.
I mean...
I guess that's it, right? Like, it's got
Is
the
it?
wing. It's.
I
Is that
can't.
cat? Is
I
that-
literally have a dark screen, so I can't tell if.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that's it. Go back. Go
There,
back.
this one,
That's
yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, she was too short to see over the railing, says someone in chat. I guess.
It. Yeah.
All right, no, I'll give you a pass on that. Spella, can you? In fairness, the console this is originally made for has a very set brightness on its screen. Spella, can you have a look at this? Looks like the dragon was hiding here after all.
Oh, this is...
Hey, that's identical to the one that Aspilla drew.
God damn, good memory.
But, it's not the fire dragon. The fire dragon was a creature made of flames. It was so big it could swallow this whole tower. It's just my tiny... It's not just some tiny fretwork.
Ants. I think we can consider this mystery solved. I suggest we all head back to court. I will explain everything there.
Thank God.
Is that all right with you, Miss Contabella?
What's gotten into Mr. Cantabella? He looks
Ants.
paler than you do with a cold.
Ants have gotten into me.
I have no idea.
Ooh.
Let's follow.
I'm like Shino from Naruto.
Let's follow the others back to the courtroom.
What the hell?
The
Sorry.
Inquisition's investigation seems to have yielded some unexpected results.
What, Danny?
Sorry, there's a school behind me, and I guess they're having a pep rally or some. I don't know.
I
but
can't
there's
hear
just, like,
anything.
okay, good.
No, I can't hear it either.
Okay, good.
But can someone explain them to me?
Your Honor, the Inquisition will interpret the results of its investigation. Witness, you said you were about 6 years old at the time of that incident.
Yes, that's right.
Did you see the moment the dragon appeared above the town?
Huh?
Oh, was it
No.
fucking sunrise or some shit?
I don't remember. I remember seeing it at some point. It was like a flash. The town was ablaze, and this fiery beast was hovering above it.
Then, when you noticed the dragon, the town was already engulfed by flames.
Yes.
That information completes the picture. Miss Condabella's statement has offered me an insight into the true story of the fire dragon. Over 10 years ago, Miss Contabella was in the belfry, unconscious. What events led to this? Perhaps we will discover that in Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney 2. When she awoke, the whole town was on fire. Having inhaled much smoke, she was still dazed. Happy. She was only vaguely aware of her surroundings when she looked up, alarmed by the scorching heat. Unable to stand, she was on her knees, and then she saw something she would remember her whole life. She saw a terrifying dragon attacking the town. She saw it through the fretwork in the balustrade. Do not correct my pronunciation. The shape of a dragon against a backdrop of the town being swallowed up by flames. It became imprinted on her memory. That is the truth about the fire dragon. That is what I have deduced.
Oh my god.
Ants.
Ants.
Ants. It wasn't a monster?
Miss Cantabella, the illustration you have drawn for us bears an uncanny resemblance to the fretwork in the belfry. You saw the dragon when you were confused, possibly mildly asphyxiated from the smoke. There was no magic, and no magical beast.
You believe a stranger, but not your own father. That is so typical of teenagers. You should have listened to me. Look at how I am dressed. I am a trustworthy eugenicist. And now that all the mysteries have been unraveled, can we not end this trial and go home?
No. There are 8 more hours in this case, as much as we'd all like to. I'm afraid it's still a bit too early for that.
What else do you want from us?
There is just one problem I'd like to solve tonight.
One more? What on earth could it be?
Miss Contabella, we've ascertained that you were in the belfry when you saw the dragon. However, that creates a new question. How did you get there?
Oh, I haven't thought of that.
Oh yeah, neither have I. Oh!
As expected of an ace attorney, Mr. Wright seems to have noticed the problem too, at last. In order to access the belfry, you need to use the bell tower mechanism, which I don't think I would have any way of knowing about since I wasn't here for any of that, actually.
With the mechanism can only be set in motion with the pendants.
Indeed. Miss Cantabella, did you have your pendant with you at the time?
Yes, I think I did. He always had it with me.
Alright, so Darklaw is the alchemist's daughter, and I'm gonna guess the alchemist got blamed for burning the town or something, and this dude tried to hide it.
But why did I have that pendant? I can't remember it at all.
This pendant is not just for show.
It's the key to the belfry. Why was she carrying it around? We must also not forget that one pendant does not suffice to operate the contraption. 2 of them are required.
2 pendants.
Miss Cantabella, are you certain that you were alone in the belfry?
No, I wasn't alone. I was there with a friend.
You have friends?
Ow.
There it is.
Mow. Me mow, mow. Me mow. Pisses on the dad. Me mow.
Eve, where did you go off to?
The friend you mentioned, was it this cat?
Yes, she's my best friend. We've
Aw.
always been together. Without Eve, I would have been so lonely.
That kitty's always appearing out of nowhere to keep Isabella company.
Of course she does. After all, Rosella is always accompanied by a black cat.
What you saw from the bell tower when you were little was so terrifying that even an adult would have been scarred for life. The town burned in front of your eyes. You thought you saw a fire dragon. You see, your memories have been twisted by the horrors you saw.
What do you mean?
The dragon you saw wasn't real, and I suspect that the friend who was with you in the bell tower might not have been that cat.
No, it was her. It was Eve, my only friend.
Miss Cantabella, the pendant needed to access the belfry is too large for a cat. Are you following? If it was you, it would have been impossible. If Eve was with you, it would have been impossible for you to enter the belfry.
Wait! Inquisitor, where is all this going? You have no right to tamper with my daughter's memories.
Says you.
That is an awful lot of pots calling me the kettle black. You are right, of
He's a
course.
high point.
However, neither do you. Asshole. Nor should you attempt to cover up the truth.
No, you're wrong. Eve was my only friend.
Think about it that day, Miss Cantabella. Think about it again, Miss Cantabella. You went to the top of the bell tower with a friend who also had a pendant.
I'm here too.
Oh, well then, why don't we have the defense present some evidence? Can you prove that someone was with my little lady in the belfry deity that day? If so, and Koopaloopy.
What? Why me? It was the professor's idea. I have nothing on the legendary fire. Why ask me for proof?
Right, baby, big baby man. No, not one of us remembers that incident.
I've had enough of this, Your Honor. You have no grounds to continue this trial.
Well, we appear to have reached a dead end. Everyone go home.
Objection!
Yay!
Do I have to do literally everything?
No, I do.
Yeah, you know what? Nick, go ahead and step down. Luke, why don't you become the defense?
We need another baby blue boy here.
Please hold on, Your Honor.
Oh, right, this is me. What is this all of a sudden, Inquisitor Layton?
The defense does not have the necessary evidence, but someone else does.
What do you mean?
This time, the Inquisition will present its evidence.
Why is any of this happening?
You son of a witch! You've been waiting the whole game, haven't you, in localizers? This is what you wanted from the very start, isn't it?
Ants.
Alright, go for it. The Inquisition shall present evidence that somebody was with Miss Cantabella in the bell tower when she saw the fire dragon. Are there fucking cars in the background of this picture?
Have a look. This is the proof.
Aw.
They're so cute.
Best friends.
Best friends forever.
I hope that the reasoning for this is that, fucking, like, this girl agreed to do this, Darklaw agreed to be a part of this stupid town in exchange for being able to see her friend Dispella again, but the storyteller wouldn't let her. So she's like, alright, fuck this guy.
This photograph shows Miss Cantabella with a friend.
Golly! This is the finest illustration I've ever seen!
It's a photograph.
That's very funny.
It looks as if If it were a reflection of the real world on paper, tell me, who created this exquisite work of art?
Well, Your Honor, I understand you are fascinated, but let's focus on what this picture shows. This picture was found in the Storyteller's Tower. Miss Cantabella, we have taken the liberty of oh, sorry, I keep misreading that. I'm so used to Miss Cantabella. Mr. Cantabella, we have taken the liberty of borrowing it for this trial.
It's enough to look away for a second and you already caused trouble.
Professor, aren't photographs against the rules? I mean, this is supposed to be a medieval setting.
Shut up. Nah, who
The
cares?
Red Bear has rules.
What's important now is helping Miss Cantabella grasp the truth. And in this case, the end justifies the means. Please take a close look at the two girls in this picture. Each of them is wearing a pendant.
They are very cute. Why, that is so. These are the Belfry contraption pendants.
We all know that one of these girls is Miss Cantabella, but then who is the other girl?
Darklaw's just fucking napping in the corner.
Wrapped up like a cat.
Accused? Do you have any idea?
And
Espella, are you okay?
Doesn't look like she is.
it's me. And the other girl she's, I don't know.
Speller! Your Honor, stop this trial! Stop it right now! Can't you see you're driving a Speller into insanity? Throw her into the fire!
It's just the opposite, Mr. Cantabella.
Ugh.
If we turn away from the truth now, Espella will close herself to the world forever.
Ugh.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
you know who it is, don't you? You know who the identity of the other girl in this picture is.
Yes.
Is that so?
Why are you-
If the evidence knows the truth.
I love that Vigilante Girl is still an option. I'm thinking of High Inquisitor Darklaw.
High Inquisitor Darklaw. I cannot say I didn't have slight suspicions about her, but oh my.
Miss Cantabella, what do you say? Do you now remember the girl next to you in this picture?
No. Oh, I was with Lady Darklaw.
This is crazy.
Don't tell
What?
me who I can hang out with and not.
I am your father! You will listen to what I say. So I created a world with none of that rap music. What are you basing this preposterous claim on?
But Mr. Cantabella, this girl closely resembles the High Inquisitor.
Resembles? That's just your personal opinion. It is meaningless in a court of law.
Objection! If you want evidence, I've got it.
What?
The definitive proof that this girl in the picture is High Inquisitor Darklaw.
Gem bite pendant, give bite.
You're killing it, Civ. I have Miss Darklaw's testimony here. She said this pendant was hers. And so, the other girl in the picture is definitely Miss Darklaw.
Is it really?
Someone in chat, the storyteller's homophobic and wanted to stop his daughter from having a lesbian relationship.
I mean, I was thinking it.
Eve, where are you going?
Baby girl, yes.
We're finally on our date, Professor.
I was expecting you, Miss Darklaw.
I bet you were. I see that I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I trusted your ability to get this far.
High Inquisitor Darklaw, where did you just appear from?
Fuck you.
Does your memory not serve you well, Your Honor? You know what I am. I can disappear at will anytime I wish to. So, storyteller, everything has worked out just as you had written, O revered creator of Labyrinthina.
Darklaw.
Lady Darklaw. You witch!
None of this needs to be in court.
Miss Darklaw,
Did you enter the belfry with Miss Contabella when you were little?
Yes, I did.
Then you have memories of events from before 10 years ago.
I certainly do.
She's so short.
Yeah, she looks like a tall lady. Order! Order! Order in the court!
Lady Darklaw, you were with me?
In what sense?
Twirls hair.
Your memories have been suppressed.
Isabela's like, oh my god, did I land Darklaw? Wow, good job, me.
Yes! Nice! Oh, by that man.
B.
But I was with Eve. Eve, huh? Eve the black cat? Yes, she has always been a dear friend. She was by my side on that day too. What a bizarre coincidence. Darklaw isn't my real name.
I hope not.
Then what even is your real name?
And it's Eve.
What? What?
You are Eve?
Aww.
Sun and Moon girlfriend is the best dynamic.
Isabella, my dear friend. Oh, Eve. It can't be. That flashback, was it real?
Darklaw, why are you doing this? Are you trying to undo everything I have accomplished in the past 10 years?
No, you've already ruined everything yourself.
What is it that you want?
What I want? My aim is to make the truth known so that everything returns to how it should be.
Miss Darklaw, will you please stop calling me that. Will you tell us what you remember about what happened back then? More than 10 years ago?
It will be my pleasure.
2 seconds. Oh boy.
It was the day of the fire festival. Isabella and I went up to the bell tower.
Sorry, I'm adjusting some audio stuff.
Oh, oops.
Okay.
The wind was strong that day. When the sun had set, the festival began. It's true the whole town burned down that day. The fire consumed buildings and people, turning them into ashes.
Oh, was it seriously just Beltane?
Yeah. We were the only survivors. We stayed in the belfry while the world below us was being eaten up by hungry flames. Oh my god. The legendary fire is no fable. It happened here more than 10 years ago.
Objection! I don't get it! There are no such things as magic and fire dragons, so how could one town be destroyed in just one night?
Yes, that's something I'd like to know as well. Even if we assume the celebratory fires got out of control, surely the whole town wouldn't have perished like that.
Now it all makes sense.
Ah, it was me. Now it all makes sense. That was the missing piece of this puzzle.
What do you mean, Professor? I don't understand!
I can imagine now what transpired that night, what happened in the belfry, and what caused the legendary fire. We have all the clues we need. B?
If the Inquisition has evidence to show us, I'd very much like to see it. What caused the legendary fire?
The cause of the fire is in the belfry.
It was the bell?
That bell had been made by the natives and later sealed underground. It was called the Bell of Ruin.
Bell of Ruin?
By the way, why does this bell have such an ominous name?
Could it be because it's made of pure silver?
Pure silver?
Exactly. Mr. Contabella has told us earlier. We remember.
Yes.
They didn't consider that? Who brought the fucking bell out?
And that metal is pure silver.
I don't think they knew yet.
Yes, and we've been told the condition is brought about by drinking the groundwater.
Indeed. That bell was also the reason why the original inhabitants of this area decided to forsake it. It seems the Bell of Ruin caused a devastating disaster. To those who have gained entry into this sanctum, heed our words. You must not ring the Bell of Ruin.
I can't help but wonder what disaster this bell had caused. Am I fucking stupid?
An enormous bell made of pure silver, and the locals with their peculiar condition. It's not too hard to imagine what happened. Unless you're an idiot, it was probably the same calamity as the one that happened over 10 years ago.
And that is?
You guys. Well, what disaster happened to this town before Labyrinthia was built?
World War I!
Ah!
The legendary fire.
Now, let us contemplate the following scenario. What would happen if the Bell of Ruin were sounded during the Fire Festival?
Everyone who heard it would fall unconscious.
As it was an annual festival, all the townspeople were assembled in town square.
Oh dear.
Therefore, on the night of the Fire Festival over 10 years ago, all the residents instantly lost consciousness when the bell was struck.
No.
Had it been even just slightly windy that day, the fires lit for the Great Witch Bezella would have gone out of control, and they would have spread throughout the town with no one left to stop them.
Because everyone was unconscious.
Exactly. That also includes the two girls who were in the belfry.
Espella and I.
What? You were in the belfry?
Nick, you were the closest to the source of the sound, so it was inevitable. When you recovered consciousness, it was already too late. The town had been swallowed by flames, as if a fire dragon had come to burn it. That was a calamity caused by the bell.
Calamity.
What's a calamity?
You say here that the cause of the calamity is the Great Witch Bezella. That night, in this very town, Bezella was more than a mythical persona.
Bezella.
Ooh.
The Bell of Ruin. Bezella!
Oh, alright.
Okay. Mr. Contabella, I would like to apologize for putting too much pressure on your daughter. Only your words can bring her back from the brink of madness. Let her hear the truth from her own father.
All according to your plan, Layton. You've driven Espella into a corner in order to push me to the wall.
I had no other choice.
Espella, please listen to me.
No.
You haven't done anything wrong. You didn't cause that Carmine accidente. You have suffered so much, thinking that you were Bezella. Why did you write her as Bezella? I don't understand. I must take the blame for that.
You, Mr. Contabella.
I sacrificed everything to make up for what I've done. But all I managed to do was inflict more pain upon others. Is that not so, Dark Law?
Now that you're willing to talk, Mr. Contabella, would you mind telling us your story? There's no better way we could have paced this endgame. Yours, as well as Espella's and Miss Darklaw's.
Very well. This story, too, began when I was a young lad, when Newton and I were still youths, full of dreams and hope.
Civ, if Newton talks, you want to be him because you haven't gotten to be like anybody.
As you already know, we discovered the underground ruins. and deep within them lay that accursed bell. The Bell of Ruin. At the time, we still lacked the knowledge to decipher any of the writings we found there. This bell is
Fuck! This bell is magnificent! It's bound to make the most beautiful sound! I have an idea. Why don't we make this bell the symbol of our town?
How do you propose to do that?
Let's build a bell tower for it. Then we can ring it on special occasions.
That's not a bad idea.
Then it's settled. When we grow up, let's do it.
Okay, just don't forget about it.
The two of us chose different paths in life. I studied management in London, while Newton devoted himself to the study of the natural sciences.
And then you made a fortune following the invention of the new anesthetic.
Yay. We both got married around that time, surprisingly, and each of us had a daughter.
You mean Aspella was born shortly after the company gained funding?
That's right. We eventually returned to our hometown and set about realizing our childhood dream. Having built the bell tower in the middle of the town square, we retrieved the bell itself from the underground ruins. We aspired to make it a symbol of prosperity for this unindustrialized town. The bell was to be officially displayed during the annual fire festival. It would be rung in the morning, following the night of the celebration.
Pardon the interruption, but at the time, were you aware of the meaning behind the bell's name?
Obviously we were not. Thinking back to my ignorance at the time, a chill runs down my spine.
Ants.
Newton and I went to the bell tower the day before the festival. Luckily, while moving it, nobody rung it or made any noise by bumping into it.
Only one more day to go. We've waited a long time for this.
That we have. This town will no longer be the same after tomorrow. Okay.
The bell weighed so much that ringing it was not easy. We tackled that problem by constructing a special mechanism which we installed in the belfry.
Daddy, please, let me ring it.
I love Skypea. Little One Piece joke.
Aspella, who was there with us, was utterly enchanted by the bell. She wasn't a bad child, but she was very stubborn and would rarely listen to me when she wanted something. So I decided to become a eugenicist. I told her a story to try and convince her to leave the bell alone.
Aspella, listen carefully. You mustn't ring this bell.
But why? Why can't I, Daddy?
You know about Bezella the witch.
Uh-huh. She's an evil fire witch who uses magic to hurt people.
If you ring the spell, Bezella will come out and possess you.
Possess me? You mean...
That's right, Aspella. When Bezella possesses someone, she uses them to do terrible things. That's why you must never ring this bell, sweetheart.
I understand, Daddy.
There's a good girl.
A little much.
The legend of Bezella has been passed around these parts for centuries. Yes!
Probably originated from beliefs of the tribes that populated this area in the past.
What I told Aspella was just a silly story that I invented for the occasion. And I thought, I'm really good at this. I should be a writer. But no one bought my books. No one bought my books. So I called the Prime Minister and told him about an idea I had. A wonderful idea. It was only meant to stop her from ringing the bell. I could not have imagined it would have such far-reaching consequences.
You dumb motherfucker.
It's all coming back to me now. I remember that day. On the day of the fire festival. Just around that time when the preparations ended and everything was about to begin.
Someone in chat.
This whole town is to fix my oopsie-whoopsie.
Ding
dang,
loopy.
I sneaked out of a house, and I took Mom's pendant with me.
Your mother's pendant. And you mean this one? Duh.
Yes, the only one that's in the evidence, you idiot.
We needed to limit access to the bell, so we made the most ridiculous mechanism. We made 2 keys. We decided to make them into pendants, and each gave one to our respective wives. Both are needed in order to access the belfry.
I saw you and Mr. Belduke use them.
Oops.
So I told Eve we should go.
Says Bozella will come out if I ring the bell, but if I do it just a little... I want to try it while the festival is going on. I hope Eve doesn't forget her mum's pendant.
So, it is just as I thought. Miss Darklaw, you are Mr. Belduke's daughter.
Do-do-do-do.
Well done, Inquisitor. I was almost afraid you would fail to make that connection.
I mean, I called that like as soon as I saw her.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Order! Order! Order in the court! Lady Darklaw, do you mean to say that you're Sir Belduke's daughter?
No.
Yes, my real name is Eve Belduke. I'm the alchemist's daughter.
This is unbelievable!
I also sneaked out of my house that evening, clutching my mother's pendant in my hand. I did just as you asked me to, did I not, Espella? Dots.
Espella, my mum's going to be so angry if she notices I took the pendant. Don't worry so much. I just really want to ring that bell. I want to hear it.
All right, don't doom us all.
Someone in chat. Eve Belduke is a really cool lesbian name.
Yeah!
A lesbian name.
Lesbian Sona.
Be careful, my child. If a fey creature catches your lesbian name, they will control you.
For all eternity.
If a lesbian knows your real name, they can get you to do their bidding.
Oh my god.
I rang the bell against my father's warning, and so Bozella possessed me. Because of me, the town and everyone in it. They're all gone.
No! It's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself.
Supposedly, the former inhabitants of this area also used to fall unconscious upon the sound of that bell. Perhaps they experienced a similar nightmare.
It was I who brought the Bell of Ruin into this town. The one to blame for this calamity is not some witch. It's me.
I brought destruction upon this town. I am Bozella.
Yeah,
Espella!
burn them both.
Espella, you're going to drive your dad crazy if you keep repeating that.
Probably
You're not
Eve.
my dad.
I should Civ maybe tag in for one of these two girls? I imagine they're gonna be actually talking now.
Yeah, Civ, do you want to do... Who do you want to do?
I'll just be Darklaw.
Okay.
Seeing you like this is giving me a strong feeling of deja vu.
Eve, how can you be so evil? It's almost like your real name is Evil. Are you happy now?
I'm afraid we're in the dark as regards to Miss Darklaw's sense of deja vu.
Only 4 people survived the fire.
Only 4.
Espella and Eve, who were in the belfry, and the only 2 residents who did not participate in the festival. Where were you? Newton and I.
They were up in the tower being gay on their own.
Oh yeah.
If you... And where were you at the time? If you'll permit my asking, not that you have a choice.
We were investigating those fateful ruins. That's why we didn't notice anything until it was too late. It was getting near the time at which we planned to ring the bell, so we headed towards the town. And then we saw
God,
it.
they were bellmates.
Oh my god, they were bellmates.
The town had been burnt to ashes, the air shimmering from the heat.
That's too awful for words.
You're right, I'll stop talking. We searched for survivors sick with anxiety. Eventually we found our daughters in the bell tower. Oh, that's me. Espella was unresponsive like a doll. Eve was crying at her side. Her relief at having found them vied with terror caused by the disaster. Yeah, we were investigating. Oh, I was investigating something. Yes, we were ruin diving, you could call it. The worst night of my life ended, pierced with the first
Fire
rays of
decided only
sunset.
gays will survive.
But then, it seemed Espella was already lost to us. We had lost her to Berzella.
Your fault.
She wouldn't speak, eat, or even leave her room.
For what it's worth, I don't think it was like cool of him to tell her that story, but like also, if your daughter's just doing some insistent thing, it makes enough sense to just make up some bullshit story to be like, look, don't go up here. Like, that's fine. That is the least problematic thing this man has done.
She thought she was Berzella and that she had destroyed the town. I couldn't get that out of her head. What she saw from the bell tower must have been so terrifying. But it wasn't shock from what she had seen. My own words had put her in that state. Had I only not told her that stupid story! We had been grasping at straws, trying to find a way to save Espella's mind. But whatever we did, her eyes would remain impassive and empty. In the end, I came upon a certain idea that offered us a glimpse of hope.
What was it? The suspense. It's too much for my aging judge heart.
I believe I may know what it was. It was the only way to get through to little Espella.
Inquisition, what are you talking about? What was Mr. Cantabella's idea of saving his daughter from insanity?
I mean, it's this, right?
I would say.
Have a look. We discovered this in Espella's room.
You went into my room?
And the
Fire.
It's a handmade picture book. The illustrations and handwriting are truly exquisite. They almost make up for you being an irreparable monster.
That's the first story I wrote. I made it for Espella after that dreadful fire.
Oh, the storyteller's first story.
It was but a simple children's story. The plot was very straightforward. The townsfolk joined forces to banish evil witches who served Berzella.
Espella, do you understand now? You aren't Berzella. Berzella is somewhere out there, sending out other witches to do bad things to...
Witches, magic, the town perishing in flames. Espella was mentally broken, and I couldn't get through to her any other way. I talked to her as if magic and riches were real, avoiding any mention of that fire. I will make them real. Espella spoke to me for the first time in so many days. I was beyond myself with joy and replied without thinking.
Oh, yes, they are. They're hiding in the town, among the people.
But it's just a fairy tale.
I was desperate. I feared she would close herself off to me again. Now, in hindsight, I see what an utter fool I was. I made an irreversible mistake yet again.
No, it's not. Everything your daddy writes comes true. The bad witches will get their comeuppance. I will write a story about it.
And so, I wrote another story for my daughter. A story about mischievous witches getting caught. This time I had the story acted out in front of Espella.
You had it acted out?
Back then, I wasn't the only one tormenting myself over the mental state of my daughter. Newton was going through hell too. His own daughter had been badly scarred by...
Oh, her hands.
Isn't that right, Eve?
My father and I repaired a building that had survived the fire and continued to live in this town. Espella wasn't even able to leave her room. We couldn't leave her behind when she needed all the help she could get. Mr. Cantabella showed us this book one day. Then, he made an unusual request of
I'd like
us.
to make this story real.
Dark
To
Law.
our surprise, he was entirely serious. Seeing that, we gladly offered our help. A story about evil-doing witches getting caught and punished. And Bazella, the source of them all.
Paying attention as witches got what they deserved.
Isabella smiled at the end. And then she whispered to herself,
Someone in chat. And then he tried to kill Luke and Layton with robots.
When I saw her smile, I felt as if something broke inside me. I couldn't afford to let her be sad again. Maybe if Bazella were to exist in this town, Spella would stop thinking she herself harbored the Great Witch.
I continued writing stories about witches. Eve and I would act them out for Spella. And gradually, the number of characters in my stories increased. That was, of course, largely due to the ongoing reconstruction of the town.
How much reconstruction?
It wasn't anything on a big scale. I simply paid people to move in and act out their roles. But I began to think that I would need more than that. The story had to be real.
You're crazy.
I seem to think that it would have... It's, you know, it's a bit of the same thing over and over again, but I seem to think that a better story would have just been literally every single person in this town hiding a secret from her. Just her.
Yeah.
To make a lie seem true, you resorted to even more lies.
Yes, I was certain that was the only way.
How did I do so? I remembered about Newton's research.
Yeah, the medicine.
It was a kind of tranquilizer. Is that how you spell that word? Made from the local plants he was testing at the time.
It's not.
But it was difficult to put into practical use. The substance has a danger of causing unconsciousness and hypnosis.
I can see now how that would be abused to cause much harm, supposing it fell into the wrong hands.
At the same time, it was just what I needed for my ambitious project. Just go to a therapist. I contacted the government, and amazingly, I showed up in this outfit, and they agreed. That was the beginning of what came to be known as Project Labyrinthia, a town with human test subjects, all in a state of long-term hypnosis.
Why didn't you just hypnotize your daughter to forget about her trauma?
What?
I mean, you already had the medicine.
People can do that?
Fuck, shit, god damn it, fuck, man! Layton!
Layton!
You devised that plan solely for the sake of your daughter.
This isn't sympathetic, it's just stupid.
Yes, we acquired the land which had been laid to waste by the fire. This new town was slowly becoming populated. Gradually, the rules of Labyrinthia were established. It was to be a town where magic and witches were reality to the residents. All of this was possible thanks to the drug.
Just gonna kind of skim along here, honestly.
Drug. The town
Continues to change. Luke is burning the city right now.
He's like,
Finally!
Ants.
Ants.
Ants!
and
Project Labyrinthia. Sounds pretty rad, actually, as a name. And all this was done for one girl.
Espella was only able to be herself when she lived within my story. The irony of it. Only within a world in which Bazella was real could Espella's tragic memories be sealed. All this while Eve was assisting me.
Thoughts. I was the first shade.
B.
As soon as the story began, I disappeared from the scene. If Espella was to see some magic, then someone had to don this robe.
Yeah, are we gonna explain this?
That's the robe of invisibility.
I gave Espella new memories so she could live in this town with everyone else. Also, I sealed the memory of her friend, Eve.
What?
My existence was too strongly connected to her memory of the fire. Afterwards, I returned as Darklaw, a stranger to Espella.
You took my fucking girlfriend, old man!
But even if you were doing this for Espella's sake, that's just going too far!
I made that choice. I do not regret the past 10... I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking moron. I do not regret the past 10 years, until like a week ago, you know?
You know what's gonna be amazing? Is after everyone walks out of this court trial, just like, man, that was a lot. And then fucking Barnum walks out. Hello, everyone. Did something happen?
You're like, oh, jeez.
Oh, when all this is over, I'm going to take up a modeling career in London. Fuck this.
My father's knowledge of medicine was indispensable for this town to function. The hallucinogenic ink was my father's work as well.
So it was. Newton and Eve sacrificed more for anyone else for the sake of Espella and this town. I will be forever indebted to them.
And then you let him fucking die.
Just let one man die.
My dad!
Whatever.
You loved him. You were real gay.
I was so
It's
gay.
true, you were.
I wanted to save Espella just like you.
I had to repress my own gayness. It was too much for Espella to
It was too closely I was so flaming, it was too associated with fire.
Oh my god. You see the way I dress.
There's something I still don't understand. Let's keep this going. Why were you trying to destroy this fake world? In the end, you chose to bespray. You chose.
Oh, but I've told you already, have I not?
It was your revenge against Mr. Cantabella for choosing to end the story, correct?
I wonder
Dots.
whether that was the true reason.
Professor?
Shut up.
Would Miss Belduke really betray... Would Miss Belduke like to go on a date with me? And if she does, then she'll let me talk. Would she really betray them merely because she did not want the story to end? I dare say there was another considerably more important reason.
She had another reason?
No. No need to frown in dismay, Mr. Wright. Please leave this to me.
Thank you.
Give it to us, old man.
Oh, oops. The other one was the suicide note. I figured it was friendship. Ugh.
I just wanted to... I was merely warming up. I just wanted to fail once to make Mr. Wright feel a little better about himself. Have a look. This letter was Miss Belduke's real motive.
What's this? I think I've seen this before.
That's the letter written by Mr. Belduke for Mr. Cantabella. It's also Mr. Belduke's suicide note.
My dear friend, I hope you can forgive me for leaving this world of my own will. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it.
Something was tormenting Mr. Belduke. It became too much for him to bear and drove him to suicide.
These past 10 years, I thought Father was glad to be helping Cantabella. But little did I know, he was suffering terrible anguish all that time. Cantabella twisted the lives of so many people for the sake of his daughter.
I think this is...
Was the story...
I think this is Eve.
Oh, is this Eve? Oh, okay, I see. Was the story not but a glorified lie, stripping so many of what little happiness they had? All those years, Father was racked by a crushing sense of guilt.
His agony culminated in the incident of 3 months ago.
Mr. Belduke's death.
Oh, it burnt the rose.
Well, why would they leave that there? I guess you're probably right, but like, what, nobody...
I think someone was walking through town and just bonk. Ah, what the fuck is that?
That's the badonk. That's the spell.
That's a bonk, yeah.
Before Labyrinthia was created, certain things had to be concealed in order to seal Espella's memories. Had she seen them, she would have remembered. They were simply too dangerous to her. One of them was me. Espella's friend Eve had to be reborn as a shade and disappear into the forest. The next thing was the bell tower.
I see. Had she seen it, it would have been certain to stir up those traumatic memories. Memories of the legendary
Guys, you
fire.
should have just... Oh, you should have just moved away.
No.
The only way to prevent that was to erase the bell tower from Labyrinthia.
But how?
Using the same method as with this robe.
Are you gonna explain how those work?
No, shut up. In short, we covered up the tower with a huge robe. Although it wasn't as easy as it sounds.
You just left it in town square and nobody bumped into it?
Dude, you could have just covered it up with box. Like, you could have just boxed the whole thing up.
Only the townsfolk couldn't see it, is that correct?
I thought only the shades couldn't see the robe.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what to say. This is stupid.
At any rate, the situation changed due to that lightning strike 3 months ago, did it not?
It was a most unfortunate accident. The lightning set the bell tower's cover on fire.
Like, I like that particular explanation. There's some ingredients here I like. There's just so much dumb shit.
Yeah, right? That cover was quickly consumed by flames, revealing the abominable bell tower. The beginning of all of this, the Bell of Ruin, appeared before us. 'Twas mockery of our efforts.
That tower emerging from the flames must have seemed like a sign of divine anger to Mr. Belduke. A sign that no matter how you attempt to conceal your sins, the truth will eventually float up to the surface.
Having realized this, Father chose death.
He was such a kind-hearted man. I didn't have an inkling of what he had been going through.
To him, the participation of Labyrinthia's people with this project was not... To him, the participation of Labyrinthia's people within this project was not voluntary, which, I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure he's right. Even though they themselves had signed the contract, I believe he felt those people were being deceived.
Father, I took his life because of you, Cantabella.
What?
Or, no, he
Wait,
took
hang
his
on.
life. That fucked it up. I killed him! I killed my dad!
Ants.
Ants.
Now you know why I did what I did.
This is the most satisfying Layton ending, in my opinion. I cannot see how you think that so far.
I lost my father 3 months ago. That day, my revenge began.
Your revenge?
The first step of my plan was to rewrite the story.
You cannot respond, give it time. We've been here for 5 hours.
Oh my god, has it been 5 hours?
Yeah.
Holy
What
crap,
did you
I'm
say?
so sorry.
As president of Labrillum Inc., you had to spend most of your time in London. Over the past few years, you were coming to Labyrinthia only for the parades. So naturally, I knew you wouldn't ever notice if the story were slightly changed.
That explains it. I couldn't help thinking there was something strange going on. Mr. Cantabella is Espella's father after all. He wouldn't have made Espella a witch and it's fake!
Espella was...
A witch? How did you not notice, dude? It's like all people talked about.
A witch? When did that happen?
How could you have known after all? Let me fill you in on the details. Espella has already been tried once within the Witch's Court.
Impossible! Why? How could you? You knew the risk that would carry.
I don't care. Look at you. What a fine author, Arthur, of that grand story you are. You left all the work in Labyrinthia to me. Meanwhile, you were making millions for yourself in London. What a pathetic excuse for a father. You didn't even notice that your precious little Espella was in such danger.
Miss Belduke, why did you do that to Espella?
Do you even need to ask? I did it to unlock her memories.
You mean...
When the legendary fire took place, Espella was so traumatized that she closed herself off to the world. We were just little girls then. That tragic accident was too much for us to handle.
Man, Danny, I'm sorry. I was like, Civ, you haven't spoken in a while. Why don't you take one of these two girls? I'm sure they'll both be talking.
Meanwhile, Espella. This fictitious town was created as a facade to keep the truth away from Espella. But the weight of all these lies led my father to his suicide. Despite that, the person responsible for all this carried on as if nothing had happened. I couldn't forgive him. As Belduke's bereaved daughter, I had to have my revenge against both Cantabellas.
It's dumb.
Judge, this is the whole truth. Now you know the true identity of Bezella.
Objection.
I want this to go on even longer. You say this is the whole truth, but is that really the case?
Professor.
What are you going on about now?
We have been
Gotta end
provided.
the game.
We have been provided with a clear picture of what happened to Espella so long ago. Nevertheless, we haven't yet heard your testimony.
Don't be ridiculous.
This will be the last testimony in this
I'll
trial.
hold you to that.
Tell us about the night.
We have finally come to the end.
Tell us about the night of the legendary fire. I request that you tell us your story.
Who do you think you are, Inquisitor?
Yes.
Someone in chat, why is this murder trial where nobody got murdered still going?
I am merely one of the supporting characters within this tale, which is
you
a
sure
bummer.
about that, buddy?
However, I am very much interested in the truth.
This has been a very long trial. I gotta go home and take my medication. The court demands that a single other witness of the legendary fire provide us with a testimony.
Yeah, okay.
Where is
Sure
Luke?
thing. Where's baby boy?
Where are babies?
Ugh.
Espella wanted to ring the bell no matter what, so we went up to the belfry. The festival celebrations had already started. The mechanism for ringing the bell was at a height even we could reach. The next thing I remember is coming to and running to Espella's side. I was shaking her until she finally opened her eyes. And the next moment we saw that nightmarish view. All strength abandoned us, and we didn't know what to do. That was when we were found by my father and Mr. Cantabella.
The bell could only be rung with a special mechanism.
That's right. It was made in such a way that even a child could use it. Why?
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 It was probably constructed by my father. I suppose he wanted to make it possible for anyone to ring that bell. In light of the events that followed, that was clearly a very foolish decision.
A mechanism for ringing the bell.
Duh.
I noticed something like that on a pillar when we went to the belfry earlier. It's a good thing no one just like coincidentally was like bing and hit the bell for fun. I better make a note of it in the court record. Okay.
Woo!
Oh dear, fate can certainly be cruel.
She's a foul mistress.
I have to agree. If only we had not discovered those ruins and brought that bell to our town. Or if only we could have deciphered those ancient writings a little earlier.
It's so incomprehensible to me they would have kept the bell up there instead of just like not drinking the water from their like going on a weekend trip to anywhere else in like Britain and then coming back and disassembling the bell.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have the construction crews.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, who's talking?
This is still the storyteller.
Moreover, if only the groundwater in this area didn't cause that strange condition.
Unfortunately, Mr. Cantabella, the tragedy occurred. All that remains for us to do is seek out the truth. Not for the sake of vengeance, but for the sake of the future. Mr. Wright.
Yeah? Sorry, what?
You have been fighting fiercely to uncover the truth. This is the final interrogation. I trust you know what to do.
Use your hint coins. Leave it to me.
No, wait, hang on. You don't need to do that.
To be honest, I have no idea what lies ahead. Don't use my hint coins. But whatever it is, there's no question we need to get to the bottom of it, Mr. Wright. There's gotta be a light at the end of this tunnel.
Don't fucking burn all my hint coins. I'm mad at you.
I'm going to the bathroom, BRB.
What if you miss something important, though?
I won't.
Like 8 hours of testimony.
God.
Oh good, it's a press. You didn't leave the belfry until after their arrival? I'm gonna tag in for Civ rolls. Danny?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, my computer fell asleep. Okay, of course not.
Why would your computer fall asleep? Has something been going on for way too long?
We were paralyzed with fear. It was an event so traumatizing it still haunts us. Spella fainted again when she saw the fire dragon. I was crying and wailing until our fathers found us.
We went to this bell tower, as it was a good vantage point. We weren't expecting to find our daughters there.
Of course, neither suspected at that point that the disaster had been caused by the Bell of Ruin.
Eve was in tears, sobbing violently. As for Espella, she was in a daze, her face frozen in an expression of disbelief. She didn't know what was happening around her.
I cannot say with this certainty, as my memories are a little vague. But I think I was trying to protect her.
Hang on! Mr. Cannabella,
Says now.
what's wrong with this Nick voice? You don't like it?
No. Sorry.
I don't either. I don't like Maya or Nick's performance in this game.
I remember that very well, as if it happened yesterday.
Cantabella, would you mind telling us about it?
Ants.
Eve! Espella! Are you alright? Eve! What on earth happened here?
It was Bazella! Bazella the witch!
Bazella? What are you talking about?
Bazella comes out whenever someone rings the bell, right?
What have you done? You didn't...
Oh, please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry at Estella.
Eve said it with the most serious look on her face. When she said that, I grasped the situation. I realized what had transpired in the belfry, and I thought to myself, I must protect these children.
Probably Espella.
Oh, okay.
Eve. B. I'm so sorry, Eve. Espella.
Espella, sweetie.
Dad. Please forgive me. You've done all this for me.
Espella, you're with us again.
All this for me.
Well, well. At last, it would appear we are but one step away from the truth.
Professor, you seem to already know what that truth is.
Do I? How about more pressing? That remains to be seen. Continue the interrogation, and we all shall know soon enough.
Very well. Witness, continue your testimony.
As you wish. Oh, why is she freaking out?
Nah, we don't know yet.
We're almost there.
I'm going.
Beep, 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 beep.
So it was you who woke Espella up, witness.
Yes, it was me. She was out cold, curled up on the floor until I shook her awake. As soon as she came to, she turned to look at the town, to that nightmarish view stretching before us.
Hang on! Excuse me, Espella.
Oh my
Muppet.
God.
Spella, are you okay?
Yes, everything's fine. No, I'm not okay.
My apologies for bringing back such troubling memories. Nevertheless, you must endeavor to face them and overcome the power they hold over you.
Yes, I remember it now. The fire dragon. I summoned it because I'm Bazella.
No, Espella!
this shit again.
It was just an illusion!
No, you're wrong, Dad. It wasn't an illusion. It was a fact. If I hadn't rung the bell, none of this would have happened.
Were you listening this entire time, bitch?
Bazella is the bringer of disaster, and that's what I've done to our town.
Bye.
The accused, run away! Quick!
Quick, after her!
He's running into the bell
Oh
tower.
my god.
Oh my god!
What?
Civ, you wanna go for this?
That girl, she's gone into Jibble herself.
No,
What?
it's not worth explaining.
Nope.
Do chat. Do a flip. Espella!
Espella, be careful! It's dangerous up there!
Please, Espella, come down!
I'm sorry, everyone. I have no right to be here anymore.
Oh, she's flying away!
She just descends into the air.
Mary Poppins into the sky.
I'm going to the moon! There are witches on the moon, you know.
I can see
That's where
that.
dragons come from.
But what the heck can I do?
Luke, my boy, now is the time. Kill her.
You got it!
Luke, take the shot.
Do it.
I shouldn't!
Do it. Espella, please, do not make any hasty decisions.
Mr. Layton.
The truth is close now. Be brave for a little while longer.
Annie, the truth? As if it wasn't clear already? If I hadn't rung that bell, everything would have been fine.
Objection!
But the frick, I was still talking.
Objection! You are mistaken. You still don't know the whole story.
Huh?
Isn't that so, Mr. Wright?
I don't know! I had the same feeling while I was listening to Eve's testimony. Something weren't right.
Really? I thought that was pretty much it.
The pieces of the puzzle that don't yet fit other... That's the key!
No way. You mean, oh, okay, yeah. Espella didn't ring the bell? What? Nonsense. Of course she did.
As it
As
stands,
it stands, it's hard to
I'm
say.
Phoenix. As it stands,
I'm
it's hard to say for sure she didn't ring the bell. However, we've got evidence that will clear any doubts.
Yeah, show it, bitch.
I will!
Sorry.
I don't, it has to be this, right? Because we just got it?
That's what I'd assume.
Espella! Can you hear me?
Yes!
Where you're standing right now is the same spot from where you saw this fire dragon.
This fretwork here is the same as what I saw that day. When I look at it now, it seems so small, even adorable.
Defense. What does this have to do with anything?
That's the whole game. As you will no doubt recall, Miss Contabella told us people who drink from the groundwater here suffer a condition where they fall unconscious the moment they hear a sound of pure silver. Everyone that's knocked out. After the bell sounded, you recovered consciousness sooner than Espella. You ran to her side and shook her awake. As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the fire dragon. In other words, if it was Espella who rang the bell, that would mean the device for ringing the bell must be very close to the fretwork of the dragon. Espella, can you please check on that for me? See if the contraption is located near the dragon fretwork.
You want me to ring the bell again?
Okay. Give me a minute.
Ding, ding.
Fuck.
Mr. Wright!
Espella, did you find it?
I don't know if it's the right thing, but there's something on the other side of the belfry. A contraption with a handle.
What? On the other side?
That's right. I figured there was something weird when we went up that bell tower, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
No way.
You see where I'm going with this, don't you, Miss Belduke? If it was Espella who rang the bell, there's no way she could have seen the fire dragon when she woke up.
No, this can't be right.
An excellent deduction, Mr. Wright. Miss Darklaw, it seems that everything is now clear as day.
What? What do you mean?
Why, of course. I mean the answer to the question of who rang the bell.
It was her. It had to be.
What do you say, Mr. Wright?
Looks like we've arrived at the same conclusion. We now know that only one person could have done it.
Wait! What good will saying it out loud do?
Is there a problem, Mr. Contabella? It wasn't your daughter who rang that bell. Should that not lift some burden off your shoulders? Are you not curious to know the name of the true culprit who has pinned the blame on your daughter all this while?
How about you just stop taunting us? Just say the name already.
Please.
Who is this true culprit?
Let's do it, Professor. You ready?
No, press again. It's time to set things straight. The person who rang the bell is...
Is it Eve? No fucking... Just Kira, inexplicably.
Have a look.
It's you! Eve Belduke! What the... I don't really... Does this have any actual significance, though?
Me? But...
There were only 2 of you in the Belfry at the time. You know that better than anyone.
And, as it wasn't Espella who rang the bell, it had to be you.
That's preposterous. It can't be true.
That was an extremely traumatizing event for both you and Espella. Your friend's memories were altered from the shock without her even realizing it. She believed she was a witch who rang the bell and summoned a dragon which incinerated the town. However, Miss Belduke, Espella wasn't the only one whose memories were warped by the horrors you two witnessed. You were affected as well.
It wasn't me. Espella, she rang the bell. It was her, not me.
This doesn't matter.
But why? What are these flashbacks? I've never had these before.
Well, you see, this trial has taken over a day, so all of the water is out of our system.
There was only one fire?
What's the matter? I don't want to do this now. We'll be taken over by Bizella. Bizella is just a fairy tale. And you're the one who said you wanted to come and ring the bell. I did, but I changed my mind. Hey? After coming all this way? Oh. Hmm?
Jesus Christ, that fire spread quick.
Yeah. It was just one bonfire.
They were lied to. Some fuckwit ran around with a torch.
I know this really isn't the thing I should be nitpicking, but if that one fire 8 inches from the bell tower
was too much for
made
two
of
young girls to take in.
Hush, Layton. If that one bell tower, which was the closest thing to the actual fire festival, didn't light on fire, why did the whole rest of the town light on fire?
Yep. Yep.
Just...
Your young minds needed to protect themselves. That's why you subconsciously...
This...
If that's true.
It doesn't matter, though. Like, it's not like you did any murders. This was an accident you had no fucking way of knowing about.
Pinning the blame for what I've done on Isabella. It can't be. It can't be true. It's impossible.
Bye.
Please explain those.
She's on the invisibility road.
What? Why are there invisibility robes?
I guess we'll never know.
Oh, Nick, look at the bell tower. Isabelle's gone.
No, she's on the roof.
Why?
Don't blame Eve. It really doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Who rang the accursed bell.
Like, I mean, that cutscene was cool, and like, I love the music, but it doesn't fucking matter which one of them rang the bell.
Change anything.
Yeah. It doesn't change the outcome.
Isabella, what do you say? You haven't done anything wrong.
Dad, you've been so kind to me.
Has he?
What did I do?
Isabella.
I will think the evil witch will be good. Dad.
Wait! Don't do it, Isabella!
Oh, there's Luke.
Oh, Luke's been here.
He's like, what's up?
Professor, make a flying machine in the next 5 seconds.
The moon isn't a green surface.
Please, are they really not going to explain the cloaks?
Isn't that Darklaw?
Where have you been?
Luke, when did you get here?
Why would you? I finally remembered everything I've done.
You're not the only one who remembered. You still have the pendant.
Oh yeah, there's
her
the
hands
burn
did get
scars.
That's because somehow I always knew it was important to me.
Isabella.
You kept your pendant as well, didn't you, Eve?
For some reason, I just couldn't let it go.
Isabella! Miss Darklaw!
Quick! They'll fall if we don't do something!
Let's go. We have to save them.
No, you won't make it there in time. Let them die! The wooden handrail Eve's holding onto is rotted through. If only we had removed this bell tower to save them.
No way!
Magic, you say?
Time to reveal my true
Got an idea,
form.
Professor?
If a bit of magic is all that's needed to save these two young ladies, then perhaps that is something I can arrange.
What? You can?
Say what, Layton?
Shit, I shouldn't have been talking.
You have to let go! Otherwise you'll fall too!
Professor?
I would kill for the game to cut to credits right now and explain nothing. What is going on here? Anyone?
Professor, you're a sorcerer?
It makes sense, doesn't it?
That's the one thing I would believe.
Is this Luke setting something up? No, Miss Faye. We have already established that magic doesn't exist, even in this town. But then, how did you just do that? What you have just seen was the latest and greatest illusion within Labyrinthia. An illusion? Magic is but an illusion, and this illusion has been produced through the power of suggestion and medication. Everyone in Labyrinthia has been under this particular magic spell. Now then, shall we break the spell? This song is called Spellbreaker, which is pretty cool. Magic is the last mystery to be solved.
You've seen through all my tricks, Layton.
I wouldn't have done it without the vital hint you gave me when we spoke in your tower. The final spell is concealed at the start.
Okay, so what does that mean?
As you know, all spells are listed within this book.
Right, the Grand Grimoire!
Now, what did Mr. Cantabella mean by the start?
The front cover?
Precisely, Mr. Wright. The final spell shall dispel the illusion. The correct incantation is hidden on the front cover itself.
Well then, Mr. Wright. This is the final puzzle. Soon, a new day will begin for the townspeople. Let us put an end to this illusion. Once and for all.
Yeah!
Sounds like a fucking fighting game sound.
Yeah! Hidden on the cover
Hidden on the cover of the Grand Grimoire are the characters that spell out the true magical incantations. Select the characters on the touchscreen and slide them over their counterparts on the tome's cover to make them vanish. The grand finale approaches. Remove the extra magical characters from the Grand Grimoire's cover to reveal the hidden incantation.
Do it.
Oh, oops, I just missed something and I can't go back to it. I hate that.
Oh, alright. This is an interesting way to set this up. Alright. No, actually, that...
Oh, no, wait, that one is on there. Someone in chat, man, here, me and my stupid self thought we finished this game 3 hours ago.
Welcome to it. That looks like the Team Yell symbol.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do have to say, I like this game a lot less, having played the finale, than I did the last time we stopped playing it. But isn't that just the thing with mystery games, is if you fuck up the finale...
I guess that one's hidden. Oh, fucking hiding.
Yeah, I think it's just too bloated at the end. Like, they were like, here's all the exposition that you
I mean,
need.
also, the exposition is, like, dumb.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Yeah.
They should have committed to some part of it being, like... I legit would have preferred a non-canonical game set in a fantasy world, and it's just like, there's interesting rules here for witch trials.
Well, yeah, like this is actual magic.
I'm still bummed that my initial prediction of Bezella is the witch because she burned the book that all of this is happening in. Like, I thought that was pretty easy.
Now, Professor?
Yes. Shall we, Mr. Wright?
Oh, I see.
What are you?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I need a minute. Hold on.
Chad is so mad.
Hold on. I need a
Welcome
minute.
to the research facility.
The real
It's the
magic
umbrella.
behind Labyrinthia.
Excellent work, my boy.
Huh? Hey, it's Luke!
I'm the only one who can do anything!
Where's Barnum?
Where's Barnum? Where's Barnum's dog?
The end.
Yep.
The-
Also, this you probably have like. Well, I mean, you're pretty much done, but there's a long like text sequence and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Full of
Oh, yeah.
machinery. Magic.
How the fuck are people not bumping into that shit?
Let's see if it has
Witches can fly.
Yeah, it's very difficult to stage machinery.
You've just, I don't know.
A witch would say the incantation.
And they go wild with these machines. I took a quick crash course before.
Yes, Luke.
So when's my turn?
I wish you'd stop looking at.
Well, in any case.
Right you are, Professor.
Yeah, I'd love to head back to the courthouse. I really miss that.
It's not like we've been there for the past 5 hours.
Has risen above. Well, I read the witch is on. I am deeply at last. And now the final verdict.
It's a weird thing. I'm actually kind of bummed that like every witch, like no one was dying, because it progressively lowers the stakes the longer the game goes on, which like and like on one hand it's like, oh good, everyone's okay, and on the other hand it's like,
you see, for the last 10 years, these people have been experiments in our town.
it's like, that's worse actually. I'm gonna plow through this. I'm tired.
No, I don't blame you.
I am here as well.
What? Mom, I threw
Yeah,
up.
how the fuck did they get transported here? Who kidnapped them?
They signed up for it, apparently.
No!
They
got
signed a
literally
contract.
yoinked. Yeah! How the fuck did they get yoinked through the bridge, the Tower of London Bridge?
No,
what the
they were
fuck?
hypnotized.
You cannot see pure black.
What?
Well, me neither. Me neither, sister. That
Vanta Black? What?
Like,
no. So they were hypnotized to be unable to see pure black objects, which I don't hate, but that wouldn't have affected any of these people. I guess maybe it would have. Okay. Phantom Black.
It's Vanta Black.
Okay. No. All right. All right. I'm actually okay with
Okay.
that explanation. That's cool.
Don't be angry.
I don't feel a lot of sympathy for these characters either. I have to be honest.
No.
I feel bad for Espella.
her whole life thinking she, destroyed a whole town. Yeah, that kind of be traumatic to her.
And like on one hand it's like, oh man, we did this all for you. But like also, you know what else you did? You made these girls spend 10 years of their like most developmental period in their lives in this fake Ren fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's worse.
It pains me
Yep.
to be leaving her.
I don't like, so I'm gonna be honest also, if this were like the first Layton game that I played, I'd be a little more into it. This is a combination of worst versions of twists from the second and fifth Layton games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, especially the second Layton game's twist is very stupid, but like, it works because like, it doesn't work, but it works better than this because at least it is like an actual isolated place. God, we brought this place from the government. This is so dumb. I'm sure someone in chat is like a huge stan of this game and is pissed I'm skipping all this dialogue, but I am reading it.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine.
Espella, What I did to you is unforgivable. I rewrote your story, putting you through all this.
God, and all that, like, oh, Espella is the Great Witch Bezella stuff that Eve somehow snuck into the storyteller's story. Like, literally, what? Like, that's definitely something where they wrote the setup of, like, okay, so everyone in town thinks she's a witch. And they're like, well, how do we justify that with the rest of the story? I don't fucking know. Like, I don't think they thought that through. There is literally no way the storyteller wouldn't have figured that out or heard from somebody. Is the only person he interacted with Eve?
I can't believe I went to such an extreme because...
No. I believe so. You
would?
That's stupid. If he was doing all of this for his daughter, wouldn't he would have at least, like, looked through a window or something, or worn a cloak and, like, watched her every once in a while?
Or
to
he
like,
would have went around town and been like, hey, my daughter's missing, where is she?
Yeah, no, it's too dumb. It's too dumb. The story never said Espella was the Great Witch. Darklaw just put that in the witch trials. I know!
And even today...
But she managed to spread that throughout town by changing the story. And that's stupid. This could have been a great childhood Friends thing, and as it stands, I don't feel any sympathy for Eve at all. Oh, I'm sorry, not you, other Eve. The cat's fine.
Cat is perfect. Cat is the perfect thing in this game.
You two are very... What?
It looks like he. You've got that right, and the similarity is really striking.
God, I hate Maya's performance in this game. Answer. The story guy was mostly in town, only for the parades. Guys, I know what they said. I'm saying it fucking sucks. I'm saying that I don't care about these characters because every decision they made is stupid.
Your accidental guests.
Don't mention it.
How did they get brought here?
How did Darklaw get her out of Labyrinthia?
It's honestly, they got here by happenstance.
How? They were brought in on a
don't
cart.
know. That's what the wiki says.
What? They were brought here through an underground passage in the Tower of London. What?
Why me?
Oh man, I didn't want this to be bad.
Oh, well.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Well, your arrival here was purely accidental.
You mean it wasn't planned?
As you know, Espella escaped.
Oh, here we go.
Involved in that incident on the freighter.
How did she escape?
As a con.
I see. I shouldn't have asked.
Nick, you can't.
This sucks.
You're doomed to always find trouble.
How about some words of sympathy for a change?
Someone else. I don't think they ever explained Accidenti's accident. Yeah, there were real witches in normal London flying around.
Yeah.
They put his car in a tree.
Yeah.
All bad.
I am terribly sorry. The only thing on my mind, the last
The
three-
statues were robots.
God.
Whatever your intentions were, you were.
You were too kind to me.
Complete. Oh, that was completely unrelated. Real witches. Don't ask.
Yeah, those were just the London witches. Don't worry about them.
God. This really is exactly a combination of Layton 5 and 2's twists done worse in both ways. Makes me angry.
Important question. Why were you going to end the story?
Only you.
Ran out of paper.
I am suffering from an incurable illness.
Don't do this! Boo! I fucking hate it when they do this. This is the laziest, most cop-out dog shit you can do for your antagonist. Everyone in chat, boo!
Ooh, yep, there it is.
Good.
What?
It is a rare disease.
What's it, Papa?
It's called being a bastard.
Why didn't
It's
you-
called silver flowers or some shit.
To be my secret.
You,
I thought I'd finished.
I hate everybody except Luke and Layton.
I didn't much care about Labyrinth.
Dad, why did it have to happen to you?
Oh, not you! The paragon of humanity.
Guys, how is Barnum gonna put his life back
Where is
together?
Barnum?
Where is Barnum?
Wait for it.
They have succeeded
Wait
in
for it.
creating a new medicine. That
A wonder drug.
Shut. I don't care.
Newton had been working on finding a cure, it would seem. Newton.
This is what pissed me off about this ending. I'm like, they just shoved that in here.
Yeah.
Literally last minute.
Yeah, and it's like, this probably would have been helpful to know, like, a few trials back.
So, like, mysteries...
I shall return.
It is not... Okay, so Layton games and Ace Attorney games try and do this thing where they always have this big emotional swell at the end of their trials. And that's hard to do when your when your mystery is based on everyone making the worst decisions they could have made at any given time. Like, again, just edited through 12 hours of that, like, Baker chocolate case in Investigations 2. And at the end, I was like, I think Civ, Savvy, Will, and I at different times reacted with the same sentence of everyone in this case is a fucking moron. And at the end, everyone had either gone to jail, suffered in jail incorrectly for years, been killed, or was, like, drugged and nearly died. Except Delicia, who I didn't want to get off scot-free because she did a lot of bad shit too. It's just like, I don't like anyone in these cases. And if there's no emotional weight pulling me through, then, like, I'm not into it at the end.
So stop making that sad face, Espella.
Here is a cast of characters who make terrible decisions because they don't talk to each other.
Yep.
Of course it will.
Is there a reason that Espella stopped hanging out with her dad and went in town and then, like, also forgot about him and acted so weird about him the whole game?
Still be my friend.
No, at least as far as I don't remember.
Of course.
It was just like, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Friends.
He was out of town running his business. What do you mean? Okay. Again, even if that's true, not a good reason. And he left for 4 years straight?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't... I don't understand. His goal is to do all of this for his daughter. And he's, like, not engaging with his daughter. And he can. Like, even if he has to put her in this fantasy world where she needs to think she's in Labyrinthia to be a person, he can still be like, you're my daughter. I'm the storyteller. Let's talk. This is all dumb.
Yes.
Whatever.
Because it just made the point of, like, this all could have probably been prevented if he wasn't such a dumb hat.
I was honestly hoping the big twist was that Patty was somehow Bazella. I didn't even care how. I just wanted it.
More dialogue.
Oh my God. I've released everyone from hypnosis. I mean, why though? Like,
their lives are ruined now. Where the fuck are they gonna go?
There are children here. There are at least three children
who
in this
don't know about
town.
cars. There are children who don't know about electricity.
Were they like, what the fuck? This place will turn into uninhabited ruins. Why?
Some doubts about that.
Why do you stand like that?
Your Honor.
Danganronpa pose.
I have a feeling they're getting paid well. What are you talking about? No, they aren't. They've been here for 10 years. What do they use money on?
Creation of them. Nonetheless, to us Labyrinthian.
No one can, however. But some people, who knows, perhaps
A new town.
What?
I am no
Yeah, but who wants to live here when you got poison flowers and shit?
You need not address me as...
Okay. None of this is a happy ending.
The last witch trial has drawn.
What happened to Barnum?
If this bitch doesn't show up in London like nothing happened, I'm gonna lose it. I just want to see him walking down the street with a Starbucks and his dog on a leash like, "Hi, chaps, how you doing?"
What did Mr. Wright Mr. Layton?
Oh, didn't I mention I'm the Prime Minister?
That I do not know. But Dad made a promise to me.
Barnum was an illusion.
And everyone the
best illusion of all.
There's a Scooby-Doo, I think it's
He will
Camp Scare.
to write a new story.
There's like a bunch of
Everyone's
elements of this mystery going on at this camp, and it's not a bad twist. And then at one point, it's like, how did that banshee chase us through this canyon? And Fred just goes, zip lines, and no one else questions it. And at the end of the movie, a real banshee is just flying around. It's just like, no, that was an unrelated actual monster. And, like, I love that shit. It's like, oh, that was a banshee. Everyone passes out. God, and it's on the ocean too?
Yep.
Oh my god.
There's all the townspeople.
The barkeep lady, thoroughly underutilized.
Oh yeah.
What a beautiful sound.
Almost as if it's ringing
Oh,
in a
here we
new
go.
beginning for the town.
Hey, Barnum.
Thank you, Eve.
What? I didn't see him.
You can't make me think this is well written by showing me a
Okay,
pretty
then.
girl.
Whenever you are ready, Mr.
Pretty
Barnum.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was right. He's just wearing regular people clothes.
Because now you're like, where have you been this entire... What?
Thank you! Thank you all so much for everything! Espella, you take care now.
We're all going to forget about this.
Bye! Be sure to visit us again! No!
You can bet on it!
I wish all of you the very best.
We took all the good characters and got off the island.
Mr. Wright, I knew I could count on you
What?
to stand your ground and fight me to the very end.
Yeah, that Layton versus Wright bit at the end wasn't
Me
very
too.
interesting
I
either,
always
to be
believed in the
honest.
professor.
No!
And
All
I
it
know
was
it's why
was
he
just
managed to
Layton
get to the mysterious
telling
truth
him how it
behind
is.
this
Okay,
town.
now you know what happens next, right? Yeah,
When we get
this
back to
happened.
England, we'll drop
It
by
just
and
felt like he
see
was
you.
hand-holding the entire
Great.
time, just like
I'll
what the
show you
games
around
do.
London.
Aw.
Man, he's hot.
A handsome dude.
Very much.
All players of this game do is be bisexual, eat hot chip.
And be under lies.
Oh, there you go. And that's Professor Layton versus
Oh,
Phoenix Wright?
Shu Takumi worked on this? Bad
Well,
job,
yeah,
dude.
of course.
Oh man, boy, that did not even remotely stick the landing. You can't confuse me with these sexy people and make me like this ending.
Look at him. Look at the
Oh,
beautiful
look at
people.
them.
No, stop.
That is a sexy couple right
Stop
there.
twirling your hair. Ah, I'm so disappointed. I was really
Aw.
enjoying this game.
Mm-hmm. That's my issue with it. One of the many issues with it. It's just, it builds you up so much, and then you get to the very last chapter, the last two chapters, and you're like, what?
This sucks.
The
But he
storyteller
came
was
with
never put on trial. I mean,
Aww.
he never did anything illegal. Lesbian retreat.
Oh, the cute girls.
No, that's literally a lesbian retreat. That's the postal worker who had a crush on
Yeah.
who had a crush on her when she was dressed as a boy. It's just like, no, I know what I like. You know, and this game has such cute art and aesthetics, and it's got like good characters. It's very pretty. The music is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, yeah, no, that's amazing. I love the hell
Shaky.
out of that. Oh, and her hair gradients into a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had thought that was the end of her hat. That's just her hair.
Here, drink this poison.
Barnum, don't
She
drop the
murders his dad.
loaves.
Oh, Barnum
You're
became
an awful baker.
Barnum became the baker from Kiki's Delivery Service. That's a good ending.
Oh,
Man,
my
they
God.
just
Good end.
they just wrote Barnum all the way out of the last case, didn't they?
All
Yep.
the fucking way
Yep.
out.
They just said,
Yep,
"Get this
for no
guy
reason.
out of
You don't know
here."
where he went.
Man,
You don't know anything. It's just like, where did Barnum go?
I
Like, you're
liked
playing and you're-
Barnum too. I liked him a lot. I'm mad.
Professor, I feel like I've just finished reading a really long story.
Me too, Luke.
Two.
I know what you mean. It certainly was an enthralling adventure.
I wonder how Espella and the others back in Labyrinthia are getting on.
Probably badly.
Although
They
I'd
didn't go
rather
to
not
therapy,
be sucked into a
like I
box
suggested.
there.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Yeah, how the fuck did they get sucked into the book?
It's a real relief to recover from all of his injuries. But he was a bit put out when he found out you'd already solved all the town's secrets, Professor.
Well, we mustn't forget that
You
we
snooze, you
didn't solve them
lose.
all by ourselves. We couldn't have
The
done
answer's
it
always
without the help of our
drugs.
friends
Not
Yes.
always.
Atlantic.
It's always drugs or robots.
Right now, battling away in a
God, I really
cobwebs of
hope that's not what it is in the third game. I'll be so
Would you
pissed.
think?
I can't react, even.
We must make our own preparations. There's a brand new case that requires our attention, and that means a brand new set of puzzles to be solved, my boy.
And since this is in the original trilogy, that case will be good.
I hope we don't inhale a bunch of toxic gas while fighting a.
matter, Ruff?
Hello, I'm in this game.
Yes! Yes! Edgeworth!
Or are you still in a holiday kind of mood? Perhaps your mind is as clouded as the English sky.
Why are you British?
Any hints?
Yeah, he's not. I don't.
Not
Yeah.
really. If only the professor were here.
They're just playing. They're just fucking around. They're LARPing.
There's no one else in this courtroom. This is just what they do. Nick was going on a date with Edgeworth, and Maya spotted him leaving the office and followed.
Always use it to turn the tables.
He's like, oh, you guys working on a case?
But you make him
Yeah,
British.
that's what we'll call it.
Someone says, but you make him British. No, I don't. This is not British. This is just nasal.
I've almost missed that utterly annoying spell of yours. Fine, let's hear it then.
Why is he British?
It's me. Hello,
I mean,
Ella.
I like it.
Well, here goes.
Why is there zoom ins?
I'm
Objection.
gay.
Yeah.
That's how he comes out.
Oh man, alright. That I will say that ending did not make me as mad as the ending to the 6th Layton game, but that is a low bar. So
Oof. Oof. Oof.
the ending to this game did not retroactively make characters I liked from other games worse. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, at least it's not the lowest. Yeah, no, if someone plays this game up until the end of the 3rd case, I think they'd have a great time. We did, and then you should stop and just make up an ending. Carmine.
It'd probably be better than what they came up with.
All right. Thank you guys so much for reading along with me. Civ and I, we have no other games to put in front of it, so I think at some point we're gonna be finally moving on to the Great Ace Attorney.
Ooh, yay! You'll like that
I'm
one. I think.
so fucking hyped, dude.
Yeah.
I think you'll like that one.
I'm excited. I've heard it's good. So
Listen, I'm not entirely too upset if that game isn't actually good because the character designs in it slap so fucking hard that I can distract myself.
So-
They're really good. Like, oh my
I
God,
just want to
really
walk
good.
away from playing one of these games on stream and go, wow, I enjoyed that. I haven't been able to do it yet. Oh, the animation was bones.
We were getting so close.
We almost had it. I was genuinely so into
Hey,
this one.
Barnum. Hi.
Hey, Barnum. Oh my God. Hey, Barnum.